Say something you're too afraid to say to the other person while they're... Oh! While they're wearing noise.
Oh, no way.
I don't think you know how... I don't think you know. Oh my God, why is this so hard? I want to puke. Hi, I'm Rana. I'm 20 years old and I'm a mechanical engineering student at Stanford.
My name is Jordan. I'm 22 and I'm a student at Stanford University. I met Rana at a football watch party. She didn't know a lot about football and kept asking me questions. And she'd be like, oh my God, what's happening? And I was like, not right now. Like, this is overtime. Like, this is business. The whole time I thought she was hitting on me.
He was very pissy at first, I'm not gonna lie. I think he thought that I wanted something else, but I just wanted him to explain the game.
And then I ended up bumping into her later and we found out we have the same tattoo. She has a tattoo of a frog. I have a tattoo of a frog.
We took a photo with the frog tattoo. I gave him my number to send me the photo and then yada yada yada, we started talking.
What's your relationship been like since then?
So that's a great question. After winter break, she hit me with the, what's going on here? Like, I think I'm sort of catching feelings, what's going on? To which I was like, I've sort of been going through some stuff, and so I don't know if I'm ready to be a good boyfriend. We're sort of in this limbo now.
Maybe I'll consider things going further. I don't think I want to right now, but we'll see. I don't know. Yeah, not a relationship yet.
Hey, buddy.
Hi.
What's up?
I'm chilling. How about you?
I'm hidden you behind the wall there. I'm
Well,
a little bit
yeah,
taller
I
than
didn't
the
notice
wall,
that.
Yeah.
What do you want to?
What do we want to drink? Well, we have a dilemma here.
You hate tea.
I do dislike tea. I like tequila. So.
Oh.
Okay. Let's do tea, because you can't.
Yeah, let's do tea. But
We get drinks later.
you could totally. Oh
We
no! Don't say we can do drinks later. I'm gonna get deported because of you. Jordan almost deported me a lot of times in this trip, so we're tea drinking now.
Look at that pour.
Oh, really
That's
satisfying.
laminar flow right there.
Thank you for pouring my tea. It is. Take our drinks along.
How was your dungeon banishment?
My dungeon management?
No more tea?
I'm good, thanks. Hydration for the questions.
I'm a little nervous.
It happens.
I'm more than a little nervous, but
Same.
see. Cheers.
Cheers.
We have a perception box question. Are you ready?
I'm more than ready.
We'll see about that. What about your life do you wish would never change and why?
Oh my God. I would not change coming to the US, but I think mostly I would not change the family I'm in. I love, love, love my family so much. And I love the way that they raised me. And I wouldn't be myself if it wasn't for them. So, how about
That
you?
checks out.
What?
That makes sense.
Why? Why does it check out? What would you?
You love your family. You talk about them all the time.
I do.
They're really important to you,
They are.
from what I've gathered.
That is true.
And from the amount of times that you FaceTime.
Oh. Oh, I FaceTime my
don't know what
mom
you're
in the
talking
mornings.
I'm not an early riser.
So sometimes he's in the background, so.
I don't want to give the cliche answer of also family, but I feel like a lot of people, not everyone, but I feel like a lot of people are obviously inclined because they raised you to think that your family is the best family. But I do think my family is the best family. My family
Not beating the
rocks.
allegations.
I would never, ever change my family.
Ride or die.
Ride or die.
Ride or
no
die,
matter what, bury
for
a
sure.
body type beat. If you go down, I'm going down too.
Exactly.
This is T for 2. What's the worst thing someone could say about you?
We've talked about this so much. The only thing they could say about me is, oh, she's a nice person. I would die. I would much rather have like millions of haters and like people feeling strongly about me than someone just saying, oh, she's nice. You know? But I feel like that just means that I haven't made like a good impact on them, or like I'm like neutral, you know?
That's fair.
What about you?
We've talked about this.
We have talked about this.
If someone said I was boring or uninteresting, I get weird a lot. And I like that. I really like that. Like that's a compliment to me. If someone just straight up said, "Oh, Jordan, he's really normal. It's just
really normal.
Uninteresting. Like, he's just a guy."
Yeah.
My heart would be shattered.
I don't think anyone would say that to you.
Yeah. No, just fist bump.
Ew. I hate them. Do it again.
Yeah, give me a quick hug. Big jellyfish.
I hate you. Another perception box question. In what area of your life do you not trust yourself?
How deep do you want to get? I don't trust myself with myself. Like, I don't trust myself to take good care of myself. I think I definitely prioritize other people. And that also comes at the expense of mental health too, where I can tell when I'm not doing well, but because I'm not doing well, I won't do anything about it. So I will like leave myself to like rot in my room for a night or for a week or for a month and not feel great. So it's probably the number one thing that I'm working on is myself to try and be better.
Do you feel like you're putting like this much effort into it every day, or do you always?
No, I feel like it occupies my brain. Like I sit in classes and think about what can I be doing to make myself feel better, to like take care of myself. How do I self-care? Like I don't even know what I do for self-care besides watch horror movies, which is weird.
Which is like, yeah, weird. In what area do you not trust yourself? Oh my God. It's gonna sound like very like weak little girl. I'm a very confident person in general. I told you about this in the car on the drive here, but sometimes like being a woman in like a woman in STEM is like, it's gonna be very generic, but it actually does have like a lot of downsides to it. Even in a university like Stanford, which I thought would be so much better than Turkey, which is like, And I'm like very scared, and I don't trust myself with like being successful in the future and like doing what I want and like attaining what I expect from life. Like I wake up and I fret and I'm like, what if I'm not enough? Like what if I am not working hard enough to like attain my goal? Or what if like in the future I'm gonna like not have like the things I wanted to? Or what if I like fuck up during the way and it's a big fuck up and I can't turn back? And it's like, I worked a lot on my confidence and I like feel really good about working on it, but it's still like a constant thing that's on my mind, which sucks, but it is what it is.
Remember. Seriously.
Thank you.
Remember.
Wait, it's your turn.
Oh, was it my turn?
I was like,
Perception box question. What is your most consistent and greatest fear?
oh, this is very embarrassing.
You can't answer tomatoes. Real fear, like not a phobia.
Oh no, dang it. My biggest fear is to probably die alone or like be alone. Like,
That's not tomato.
I think it's maybe like a selfish thing that humans have or whatever, or maybe I've like grown up like this because I'm a very guarded person, but I don't want to put a lot of like walls in between me and other people because probably I just don't want to like be alone and die alone. What's your biggest fear? And not spiders.
Not spiders. Consistent. I guess it's newer, but it's been pretty consistent recently. wondering if I've done a lot of stuff in my life that I'm very proud of and that I feel very accomplished about, but I'm always pushing to do something bigger, better, and greater. And so I'm always afraid of what the fall off looks like, or maybe not being able to do that. Because if you do something like this great, then like the next day, I want to wake up and do something this great. And eventually I do it, which is really fulfilling, except my whole life I've been going up, and I'm very afraid of the point where I peak, or like where I summit, I guess. I never want to look back and be like, man, I wish I was back there. I always want to be like at the best that I am right now.
I don't know. I don't think you're gonna have that because, well, maybe you will, but I think there'll
Maybe
be like,
you will. That's
maybe you
reassuring.
will fall off. Why do you think there would be like something that like drops?
I don't know. What goes up, let me tell you why. Because what goes up must come down.
That's just a saying.
Why do they say it?
I think that's BS.
What goes up must come down.
A lot of sayings are BS.
Okay. When was the last time that you really cried?
Oh! Oh! Great question. I don't cry.
Really?
I like.
You don't?
Let me explain. The last time I cried was because of you.
Yeah, that's my bad. That's for sure my bad.
You were very unresponsive for 2 days, and that sucked. But I know you have those phases, which is fine. But also, it didn't feel like one of those phases. It felt really off. And after those 2 days, I texted you. I was like, hey, like, can we talk? Because this is like the time where I was, developing feelings for you. And I wanted to know if this was like a thing we're gonna do together and a thing we're going to pursue, or just like a fling for you. Maybe it was too soon to talk. I went into the car and I was like, hey, Jordan, like, I'm gonna be so for real with you right now.
I think that was word for word what you said.
Yeah, that was like a stab in the stomach. But I was like, are we not doing this? Because I'm like developing feelings for you. You told me that you were not in a stage in your life where you could promise me the expectations I have from a relationship. And you wanted to be friends. To be friends! I remember being like really shattered, and I was like, you know what, like I don't think I can be friends with you because I've already had developed the feelings. And we had a little 6-hour talk in the car, which I was crying fully. I was having cramps in my stomach. Went back to my room, screamed and cried, and my roommate, by the way, did not wake up, which was kind of weird. And then I called my friend from back at home, and then he goes, if you really do care about him, then you would like go and be his friend, you know? I was like, yeah, you're right. So I called Jordan at 3:50 a.m. I remember that like very distinctly, and I was like, hey, like, can we watch a movie together? Like one last movie because I need to prove a point.
That was one of those badass things you ever did.
Really?
That's pretty cool.
Well, I think you tend to push a lot of people away when you have problems. And I was like, hey, like, I know you don't want to be in a relationship right now, and I know, like, you don't want to do this a lot, but I would really like to be your friend and, like, be with you through those times because I really like you as a person, and I find you really interesting and cool, and I want you in my life. That was a time where I really, really full-on blast cried.
So the last time that I really cried was the exact same night with Rana, not in the privacy of my own room. Yeah, when we were in the car, it was before actually it was after we talked about the relationship stuff. And we were like, let's just go for a drive and like talk about our feelings. And you told me that I don't open up and I don't talk about my feelings. And then we did, and I cried. And that's why we don't do that. No, I don't mind talking about my feelings with certain people. And that was the first time we did that.
That's true. Anyways, move on to the next question. Stop. Let's talk about crying. I can't take it.
This is handwritten.
Really?
Ooh, wow. On a scale of... I'm gonna drink my tea.
Did you spike the tea again?
Shot.
Want a shot? Yeah. Oh my god, there's salt on the rim. This is so
Hell yeah.
classy. Thank you so much. Hey, cheers.
Cheers. That's bad luck in Turkey.
Ay, Dios mío. On a scale of 1 to 10, how ready do you feel to be in a relationship?
Oh, why did you take a shot for that? Anyways, I think maybe 4. I am.
4.
Why?
Interesting.
I did want a relation. I did not. Well, actually, that night I did not want a relationship, which I think you got wrong. I just wanted to know if like we were going on as like an exclusive thing, and I just wanted to know if you were committed to me as much as you're committed to. I'm committed to you, but one thing you should know about me, I'm so f***ing scared of labels.
I've gathered that.
I like the things the way they are. I like to have you in my life as this person and
As your
you are.
situationship?
Not as a, I don't like to label it as a situationship too, because then it's like when I like tell people I'm like, oh, it's a situationship, but it's exclusive, but it's that. It puts like stomach aches in me. I don't know. How ready are you?
6.
Really?
Yeah. In the car when we spoke, 2 or 3. But it was the talk that you gave me, the one where I was crying, where when you were like, you keep pushing people away. You don't have to go through this alone. Because I've been so afraid that like the stuff that I go through, it does impact other people and it has a negative impact on them. And so I kind of want to like box myself in so that I don't hurt other people.
I think that hurts them more. Because when you're vulnerable and when you let other people in, they understand most of the time. If they don't, then they're not your friend, or like then they should not be around you. Like if other people know what you're going through, they would be less hurt than not to know and to assume.
Also, ironically, the night I told you don't come over, and then you came over. Every once in a while, I feel like I go a little bit crazy, and I think I shot her a text that was like, I'm not okay. That was all it said. And she was like, I'm coming over. And I was like, that's really sweet. But then specifically, I was like, do not come over. Please, I'm begging you, do not come over. And then she came over. I remember.
You were not so happy to see me.
Yeah, I was not happy to see anyone. I wasn't really speaking because I kind of like don't talk. So I was kind of just sitting there in bed, just like staring at the ceiling
like that
for like an hour.
Yeah.
And I remember you got in bed and you just kind of like sat with me, kind of like did one of these. And then I fell asleep and woke up. It was cool.
Yeah, you're brave for doing that.
Brave.
Brave.
all you.
Strong.
No, I respect the hell out of that. And that, whatever, we're on the number question. That took you up a lot. Took us up a lot.
The number.
It was really important for me. Yeah. That like, Rana stock went up.
Rana stock.
And I think you saw a lot.
You think I saw more than I did. There's like being friends or like having some sort of relationship with someone is a give and take. And it's not always like the positive sides. And I like the naturalness and like the, I guess, darkness of the negative sides as well. Because that's what makes a human connection. I told you I would be much more happy being there for you than to like, go out one more night with my friends to a frat party.
I know. You said that and I believe you. I never told you that. That's cool.
I'd do it again.
I know. That's why I like you.
All right. Challenge card.
Challenge card. Let's go. Challenge card.
Say something. Oh, Say something you're too afraid to say to the other person while they're while they're wearing noise.
Oh, no way. That's badass.
Oh my god.
Yeah, can you do Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield?
Yeah.
That song again?
In the rain of your skin.
God, why is this so hard? I want to puke. Jordan, I don't think you know how. Keep doing that. I don't think you know. I don't think you know how I feel for you, and how how I. Oh my God! Why is this so hard? I don't think you know how many feelings I have for you, and how I wouldn't do life right now with anyone but you. And I don't think you know how important you are, and how much impact you've made to my life, and how much I would love to see that in the future as well. And you look very stupid, but I could say that to you without noise canceling headphones too. And I really want you in my life. And I really want you in my life in the future as well. Especially, and I'm scared of you going to New York for when you graduate. And I hate the fact that you're not gonna co-term and you have like all this stuff going on with you, but I also think that's what makes you you as a person, and I like respect your career path, and I love the way you want to impact the world, and I don't think it would be you without these aspects of your personality. So as much as it makes our relationship and having feelings for you so much scarier and harder, so much scarier is the better word, because I'm very, very, very scared of my feelings. But as much as they make it so much harder and scarier, I am very, very willing to go through this, because I think not having you in my life is much scarier than those hardships. So.
Oh, so I'm just supposed to start talking? So you can hear me right now, right? You know what I'm talking about? Nah, she can't hear me right now. She's fucking jamming. So yeah, I've never told you. So no one, that's not true. Only when you came over that night, only one other person has seen me like that. Because I do not like people seeing me like that. And that was really hard for me, but I also can't do anything about it, which is why I didn't want you to come over. But I can't do anything about it. And I think in the end, I was really happy that you were there, and I think it meant a lot to me, especially the morning after. I remember, she's gonna be pissed at me for saying this. I remember I like asked you to please spend the night, I think, because I would be really hurt if you had come over and seen that, and I didn't wake up and see you, and like you were gone in the morning, because I kind of couldn't do anything. I couldn't talk, I couldn't pass out. Like I just passed out. And so that meant a lot to me. And I also think you know this, but you don't know that you know this. But no, you know this. I have very strong feelings for you. And I think the only barrier to the reason that I haven't wanted something more serious, or I do want something more serious, but I don't feel like I can. Like I don't think I'm good enough. And honestly, spending time with you has shown me that I should do something about it, and that I've been f***ing up a little bit. We sang for 7 hours in the car yesterday. That was it. We didn't even talk. We just sang. That was pretty badass. And I've told you this too, but I've never met someone so similar to me, and I don't know if that's a good thing. I definitely want you in my life, in whatever way you're comfortable. Whatever works, and whatever makes sure that you don't get hurt, because you're a really awesome person. You're a really awesome person. Double thumbs up. Rana stock going to the sky. But actually, if I could be serious for a moment, which I don't know if I can, I really like you, and I think you're really important to me. And I don't think I would have spent time talking to you and hanging out with you and planning all the stuff and all the dates and going up to San Francisco and doing all that if I didn't feel that way, which is the way that I feel. That was crazy.
That was.
I don't think I've ever talked like that, except the time we were in the car.
Oh God.
I'm going to set a timer for 4 minutes, and you guys are going to stare into each other's eyes. No talking.
Oh my God.
Noise, nothing.
Any last words?
3, 2, 1. Timer starts now.
I don't mind eye contact, so I thought it's pretty fun. It's pretty funny. I also just like making her laugh, so.
It was weird, but everything with Jordan is weird, and I like it that way.
She has really pretty eyes. The way that this is set up right now, there was like light hitting her eyes. She has really pretty eyes. I've told her that though. I've told her that. In particular, when she had the headphones on, that was really nerve-wracking, but also it's almost like I don't mind that anyone else could hear that except for her. So it was interesting. But
Especially the one with the headphones and like, oh my God. I was thinking about it and I knew I felt that way, but I never really voiced it, I guess. And it just like made me realize how like being vulnerable to him also scares me in a lot of ways.
she's a really tough girl. And she told me to trust her and that to not push her away, and that wasn't the way I could keep doing things. And I believe her. There is a reason, and it's because I don't want people to get hurt, and I have hurt people that way. So it's not like it's unfounded.
Jordan, you now have to make a decision.
I know.
You have the choice to go back in if you feel like you want to explore this relationship further, or you can leave right now if you honestly feel like you aren't ready.
Oh, wait.
Not a right or wrong choice. There's only like the honest choice.
I don't really know. I'm trying to let him in little by little. I really like what we have going on, and even if we don't put labels sooner or later, I really, really like having Jordan in my life, and I think he makes a big impact and a big difference. But I think I still need a little bit of time to actually let him in. Nervous. Really nervous, but
What's up?
hi. I kind of did.
Yeah, I knew you did. Oh my gosh, there's salt on my skin.
I know. I saw that and I was
That's
like, that.
my bad.
Yeah. That.
Slow way or the fast way?
Fast
You're
way.
gonna go the fast way?
I have a torn ACL and a meniscus, and I couldn't walk ever since.
So any place we go is the slow way. We're doing the fast way. The fast way.
Fast way.
All right, where do we go?